Heartland Season 20 opens with an episode that feels less like a traditional premiere and more like an emotional reckoning. From the very first moments of Episode 1, it becomes clear that this is not simply another chapter in the long-running story of the Bartlett-Fleming family. The return of Ty Borden is not framed as a shock twist designed to grab attention for ratings. Instead, it unfolds as a deeply human event, one that sends quiet but powerful shockwaves through Amy, Lindy, and the entire Heartland ranch. Amy's emotional journey in this episode is defined by restraint. She has built a functioning life for herself and for Lindy, one grounded in routine, responsibility, and survival. On the surface, Amy appears steady, capable, and composed. But beneath that composure lies unresolved grief that has never truly been given space to breathe. The episode makes it painfully clear that Amy did not move on from loss so much as she learned how to live around it. Ty's return disrupts that delicate balance. Every look she avoids, every pause before she speaks, carries the weight of years spent holding herself together for the sake of her daughter. Her journey in this episode is not about falling apart, it is about allowing herself to be vulnerable in a way she has long denied herself. What makes Amy's arc so compelling is how quietly it is portrayed. There are no dramatic outbursts or overwrought speeches. Instead, the audience watches a woman who has trained herself to endure, now forced to confront the emotional truth she buried. Ty's presence doesn't reopen a wound that healed, it exposes a wound that never fully closed. Lindy's reaction to Ty's return forms the emotional heart of the episode. Unlike the adults around her, Lindy does not approach Ty with fear or resentment. She approaches him with instinct. For her, Ty has always existed as a story, a presence defined by photographs, memories, and the words of others. Seeing him in front of her transforms those stories into something tangible and real. Her response is a mix of curiosity, innocence, and a deep emotional pull she doesn't yet have the language to explain. There is something profoundly moving about watching Lindy recognize Ty without fully understanding why she feels connected to him. It speaks to the idea that bonds can exist beyond memory, beyond logic. Lindy represents the future of Heartland, and her openness contrasts sharply with the guardedness of the adults who have been shaped by loss. Through her eyes, Ty's return becomes less about what was lost and more about what might still be possible. Jack Bartlett's response to Ty's return carries the weight of a lifetime. Jack has always been the moral anchor of Heartland, and in this episode, that role becomes more important than ever. His reaction is not driven by surprise or disbelief, but by a quiet understanding of what Ty's presence truly represents. Jack recognizes that Ty's return is not about undoing past mistakes or erasing pain. Jack grounds the episode in wisdom. He reminds everyone, both directly and indirectly, that healing is not instantaneous and cannot be forced. It requires time, honesty, and responsibility. Through his measured words and calm demeanor, Jack becomes the voice of balance in a moment when emotions threaten to overwhelm everyone else. His understanding that the past cannot be fixed but can be honored gives the episode its ethical foundation. The emotional core of the episode emerges when Ty and Amy finally sit alone together. This scene is deliberately understated, and that restraint makes it all the more powerful. Their conversation is slow, raw, and deeply honest. There are no excuses offered, no attempts to rewrite what happened. Instead, the scene is built on acknowledgement. Ty takes responsibility for his absence, for the pain it caused, and for the life that continued without him. Amy, in turn, allows herself to speak truths she has carried silently for years. What do you guys think about this subject? I welcome your thoughts in the comments. For more such videos, you can subscribe to our channel, turn on notifications, and like our video. See you again. Goodbye.